sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. I've been waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. On the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. I've been waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. On the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. I've been waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I
Hey guys, have you ever Googled yourself and were shocked to see your personal information exposed on one of those public listing sites? Are you tired of constantly receiving spam phone calls to the point to where you don't even want to answer your own phone? Data brokers are making a fortune selling your information to robocallers, spammers, and others who want to learn more about you. Well, I would like to introduce you to our sponsor for this video, Aura. Aura can identify data brokers exposing your information and submit opt-out requests on your behalf. Brokers are legally required to remove your info if you ask them to, but they make it super hard to do so. Let Aura handle it for you. Aura also does so much more to protect you and your family from online threats you can't see. It's really easy to set up, so you don't have to download several different apps to get things like parental controls, antivirus, VPN, password management, identity theft insurance, and more. You get everything at one affordable price. Let Aura do the hard work of keeping you safe online so you can focus on other tasks with peace of mind. The reality is you can either let people continue to exploit and profit off of your private information, or you can follow the link in the description of the video at aura.com. Stop data brokers from exposing your information. Go to my sponsor, Aura. The link is in the description of the video, and get a 14-day free trial and see if your personal information has been compromised. Guys, honestly, it is so crazy how much of our personal information is just floating out there. Companies selling our information and using it as to make profit for themselves. And there's also bad people out there looking for that information to do things that could end up harming you. Aura is going to be there to take care of you. Make sure they monitor it. They give you notifications saying, hey, we just found your information is being used here, over there. We just found it online. They're going to wipe all that out. They're going to get rid of all of that. They're going to take care of you and make sure that your personal information is protected. So if you want that level of protection, which we all need, make sure you follow the link in the description. Go ahead, sign up for the 14-day free trial on Aura and take advantage of the first steps of protecting your life with your personal information. It works wonders. I've signed up for many companies before, but the problem is you got to sign up for this, you got to sign up for that, you got to sign up for all of these different sites. Aura, one-stop shop, they will take care of it all for you. Thank you. Make sure you sign up for Aura. Protect yourself. Supporting our sponsors is supporting the channel, ladies and gentlemen. Sign up for Aura. Make sure that you check it out, ladies and gentlemen. The link is in the description of the video. Hit that like button on your way in the building. Let your friends and family members know about the channel as well. I'm trying to send them a camera here. I forgot I let it down yesterday with Bleacher Report. Oh, man, we're back. We're back. The wifey, she's the real MVP, man. She's the real MVP. I went. I said, hey, you ready to take care of what we need to take care of? She said, yeah, let's do it. I said, when can we have some free time? I got a stream that I want to do, blah, blah, blah. People want it. She was like, oh, go now. I was like, no, let's take care. She's like, no, go take care of it, man. Go hang out with your peeps and you deliver the content for them. So the wife's the real MVP, man. Like I told y'all, we had stuff to do, but she's allowing me to go ahead and take this time to do this stream. And I'm actually excited about it because I'm passionate about the subject here. If you haven't checked out the first stream that we did, you got to go check that one out first. That was the Austin Jackson contract extension breaking news stream. And on the back end of that stream, we start diving into the specifics of the team and a whole bunch of contracts that the Miami Dolphins got to make decisions on. And we came up with 15 contracts that the Miami Dolphins, 15 players, they got to make decisions on. They got to make decisions on 15 players this offseason, like between now and the start of free agency. They got to make decisions, okay, on what they want to do. And I said, we're going to go down this road. We're going to talk about it, but it's going to take a while. And here we are. We're going to do that stream and we're going to take care of it, okay? Hit the like button on your way in. Please hit the like button. I know I haven't done too many regular streams in a while. We're about to ramp those back up. I just want to say thank you to all the viewers who have been patient with me. To be quite honest with you, Roundtable Sports has been taking a lot of my time. But it's a good thing because we're building something special. We're building a company and it's doing very well thanks to you all. So I'm very appreciative. If you haven't checked out Roundtable Sports, make sure you go check that out. Could definitely use each and every one of your support with that endeavor. But if you also want to see me in content, make sure that you check me and Dudley Do Wrong with the panel out on Monday nights on the Roundtable. Me and Dudley Do Wrong are live on the AFC East Roundtable every Monday night between 6 and 7:30 typically. So me and Doug represent the Miami Dolphins. You know, we have 8 guys on the panel, 2 per team. So check us out. You also can check me out on the AFC East Roundtable on Wednesday nights, which it's the original crew where we go at it. I like trolling those guys, let them know that we're the best team they ever do it. So that's also content that I'm on. If you want to get involved with me and my endeavors building Roundtable Sports, you can check me out on Tuesday nights at 7 p.m. for the AFC South Roundtable. I am the host of that show. And then on Wednesday before the AFC East Roundtable, I host the NFC North show as well. So as you can see, a lot of the streams that I normally do over here, I've been doing a lot of them over there because we're building that company and we're building it from the ground up. And it's doing great works, thanks to God. So that's kind of where things are. But my free time where I'm going to be streaming a lot more going forward is going to be on Tuesdays during the day, Thursdays during the day, and Friday is going to be my wild card because I do have to take care of a lot of, meetings, appointments, and all type of stuff, interviews and everything with the company and the business. So just keeping you all up to date on what's been going on, how things have been going for me. And we'll go from there. Also, I'm excited that over the next few weeks, maybe the new year officially, I will be launching my podcast. And this time it's official. We going all in. I'm going all in. And I'm looking at potentially Tuesday late night. I mean, my podcast is going to be at least like 9 or 10 p.m. It's for adults only. Just FYI, it will be for adults only because you're going to get the non-filtered, version. Well, I mean, I'm not filtered anyway, and I don't really use bad language or nothing. So, but you're going to get my answers to some of the most difficult things to answer, and my opinion on some of the things that people are judgmental about. But you'll know who I am, what I stand for, what I believe on any and everything, because that's the name of the podcast. It's going to be Any and Everything with TD. So on Tuesday nights and maybe either Friday or Saturday nights. So I'm still trying to figure out that second night if it needs to be on a Friday or a Saturday. But Tuesday nights and Friday and Saturday night coming into the new year, we're going to be doing that. I'm also going to have a show on Roundtable Sports Monday through Friday at about 8:30 or 9 a.m. And it's going to last for about an hour and a half every morning, all things sports, the major news and everything going on in sports. I'm going to be doing that as well. And I'm going to, yes, I will post the schedule, but I need to get everything in stone before I officially post the schedule for what I'll be doing. And then on top of that, my Bleacher Report obligations as well. So I'm stressed in so many different ways. So that's why Bleacher Report has me several times a week. As you know, on Wednesdays, I have a Wednesday morning show, either 10 or 11 o'clock on Bleacher Report with Dolphin topics. And then at 1 o'clock, I got the weekly Pick'em NFL show with Bleacher Report. On Mondays, I have a show with Bleacher Report. On Sundays, I have a show with Bleacher Report. So I'm at least doing 4 or 5 shows a week on Bleacher Report as well, which has just been an amazing blessing. So I'm just trying to run down my schedule to you all, let you know how busy I've been. But I'm not going to neglect this channel. I'm not going to neglect what we've built and what we're doing over here. But sometimes you got to, minimize to build something. And as things go, you start to pick it back up. And now the pickup is coming, even though we're getting even more busy. So, yeah, man, I'm excited. A lot of great things happening in my life and with everything that I'm involved with. So y'all just keep me in your prayers. That I can maintain my strength and that God puts, a lot of weight on those he believes can handle it. And I'm grateful for it and I'm humbled about it. And it's definitely done wonders to bless me and my family. So we're going to keep it going, y'all. We're going to keep it going. We're going to do bigger and better things as we go. All right. But without further ado, let's go ahead and dive in, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Let me pull 1 or 2 things up real quick. Y'all give me 1 second. We're going to get into this. We're going to get into it. And punch that like button, man. Let's get it up first. Come on, man. Let's get it up. Let's get that like button hit, please. Please. Oh, by the way, I just posted the link, by the way. I just posted the link, okay? Y'all go subscribe to Roundtable Sports. Go subscribe to Roundtable Sports now if you haven't. We're coming up on 700 subs, and we haven't even started a show. The show is going to start on Monday, 3 and Out with Ryan. So I just posted the link in the chat. Y'all go subscribe to Roundtable Sports. That is the mother channel. That's going to be the mother channel that we envision, just like FS1, like ESPN and all of that. That's where all sports will be discussed, okay? Ryan's bringing an NFL show to us 7:30 to 8:30 on Mondays. That's the first show. But like I told you, in the new year, I'm going to have my morning show, just like Undisputed, just like First Take. I'm going to have a morning show Monday through Friday. And we're going to be about an hour and a half, maybe even 2 hours, from like 8:30 to 11:30 or 9 to 11, something like that. So be prepared for that. But the link, again, is in the description of the video. The link, I just put it in the chat. My bad. Go click on that. Subscribe to Roundtable Sports now. You're going to hear me really promoting that over the next week or two. We want to get it over 1,000. And then when the shows start, we want to go ahead and get it monetized. It's important for us to get everything that we're doing over there monetized so that as a company, we can make sure we stay afloat, So thanks for all the love and support, man. Shout out to the homie Shake Money, man. That is my homie, man. Y'all go check out his show. Y'all make sure you go check out Shake Money's show. Just go ahead and click on his name and then subscribe to his channel. I really appreciate you made time to do Insomnia with crypto and myself. Much appreciated. And you're right. God only gives you what you can handle. Man, it was a pleasure, Shake Money, man. I was excited to do the show with you guys, and I enjoyed it. Even though I came in second place, long as I wouldn't last, but I'm coming for first place next time. All right. And listen, Shake Money, I'm glad I got to do the show, but I want to say to the people who reach out to me, I'm trying to schedule stuff with y'all to do shows. As y'all see, Shake Money even know. Shake Money might have been asking me 3 months ago to do the show, and I'm like, yeah, let's do it this day. Oh, crap, I can't. Oh, well, y'all can, or blah, blah, blah. And we finally got it done, though, So for those who have been reaching out to me, I don't run from it. I'm actually trying to do shows, but when I give you my best available times, that's all I really have. So if I can hop on, I'm going to hop on. But if I can't, we will reschedule. I'm not going to say, hey, I can't. I'm going to always be willing. I don't care if you got 1 subscriber. I don't care if you got 5 subscribers. As many of you know, I'll be a guest, So if I can, but my schedule's busy, it may take a while for me to get on, but I ain't never turning you down, and we're going to figure out a day eventually, okay? And I think you all know that, especially in our community, all right? All right, but without further ado, man, we'd already 17 minutes in and we didn't get into this content, and I already know the comment section later going to be like, 17 minutes in and you ain't say nothing yet about the content. Stop crying. Let's do this, all right? All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's do it. Shout out to the homie Glenn Palaker. Always been here, loving and supporting on the channel. Man, salute to everybody, all the mods, all the members of the channel. I love y'all, appreciate y'all. The homie Pete in the building. Salute to you, man. I love every single one of you guys, everybody here. Let's get it done, all right? So we already determined there were 16 players that the Miami Dolphins needed to review, but we already checked one off the list because Austin Jackson has gotten paid, ladies and gentlemen. 3-year, $36 million, and can be up to $39 million. I told you all last week that we need to pay Austin Jackson because we have no tackles of the future, and guess what? They paid him. I told you his market value on Spotrac was $10.5 million a year, but I also told you that they drafted him. They're going to have to pay 12 or 13. And here we are today. They paid 12, and it can be as high as 13. Right on the money again with the contract situation. So here we are. We can highlight Austin Jackson getting paid, circle him up on here, but we got to go through the other 15 guys, okay? The other 15 guys that the Miami Dolphins got to make a decision between now and free agency. Robert Hunt, unrestricted free agent. We have no rights to him after this season. Christian Wilkins, unrestricted free agent. We have no rights to him this offseason. And these guys that's unrestricted free agents, you can't trade and get anything for them because they're unrestricted free agents. Ain't no more trade and getting value. Connor Williams, unrestricted free agent. Andrew Van Ginkel, unrestricted free agent. Nick Needham, unrestricted free agent. Brandon Jones, unrestricted free agent. Deshaun Elliott, unrestricted free agents. Now, there's more unrestricted free agents, but we're only talking about the players that are impactful on this roster that somewhat start or play a vital role. Everybody else, whether they keep them or not, they're going to cut the $1 million guy, bring another $1 million guy in. Not even worth talking about. It's not going to impact us at all. Okay? Now, that leaves us with 8 unrestricted free agents. 8 of them that you got to make a decision because you have no rights to them. You can't trade. You can't negotiate. You have no rights, no leverage. They are free unless you give them their money. Okay? Furthermore, you got 3 people that are on a contract year there that are important. Jerome Baker, contract year. What are you going to do? Let him play it out and become an unrestricted free agent? Or you going to give him an extension? Or is he going to sit out or whine that he want more money, that he wants his new deal? Raheem Mostert, vital part of what we're doing. Are you going to make him play through his last year without a contract and let him become an unrestricted free agent? Are you going to pay him an extension and give him his money? Or are you going to have him disgruntled and say, hey, I want my money before I move on? David Long, you signed him on a 2-year deal. Are you going to make him play it out and become an unrestricted free agent, or are you going to give him an extension? Or is he going to be disgruntled and say, I want my money before I play on this contract year? Emmanuel Ogbah, do you re-up that? Do you continue that big money on a contract year? Do you let him walk and become an unrestricted free agent and let him play next year and eat that cap when you don't have to? Or are you going to give him an extension for maybe less? Because I couldn't see it being for the same or more. All decisions that need to be made. Tua, are you going to make this man play his 5th-year option? Which he probably won't, and his agent will have him sit out? Are you going to give him the big deal? Or are you going to let this man become an unrestricted free agent? Which is it? What are you going to do? Javon Holland coming into his 3rd year. What are you going to do about Javon Holland? Are you going to give him his contract extension? Javon Holland's about to be an all-pro potentially. He's not going to want to play his 4th year. There is no 5th-year option. He was a 2nd-round pick. You got to give him his extension. Or are you going to let him become an unrestricted free agent? Or you're thinking about franchise tagging him or transition tagging him? Or you going to let him walk? Decisions. Jalen Waddle. Are you going to pick up the 5th-year option and give him his extension? Are you going to pick up the 5th-year option and make him play through it like Tua? Are you not going to pick up the 5th-year option? Decisions. Jalen Phillips, fresh off of an injury, contract year. Are you going to pick up his 5th-year option and make him play through it? Are you going to pick up his 5th-year option, give him an extension? Are you going to not pick up his 5th-year option? Decisions. That's 15 players, ladies and gentlemen. That's 15 players that the Miami Dolphins got to make a decision on, and we're about to talk about each and every one of these players and the decision that needs to be made, and we're going to conversate about what should we do. Now, on the back end of the last stream, we already determined that Jerome Baker, he's a possible cut. Jerome Baker is a guy who is a possible cut for the Miami Dolphins. And let's discuss why real quick. Why would Jerome Baker be a possible cut? And I'm going to be pulling these guys' contracts and everything up on the screen so you all could take a look and we could be on the same page together. All right. And we're going to go through each and every one of these players, by the way, because I like to make sure everybody's educated here on TD Fans Talk to know our future instead of making ignorant comments on live streams or in the community without considering all the facts. And this is why we go through this type of stuff. We don't just go live and just talk to you all day. We want to go through some of the details of the situation with the team. All right. All right, here we go. Jerome Baker, as you can see, in 2023 is making $12.5 million this year. They couldn't move on from Jerome Baker because he's $17 million dead cap. You don't want to take that kind of hit. But next year, Jerome Baker makes it the most money he ever made the last year of his contract, which is at almost $15 million. And I do a lot of rounding when we talk about 14.87 million. That's 14.9. In other words, 15 million. Okay. $15 million next year, and you're only a $5 million dead cap. And you have 2 voidable years under that. So if he's cut, they could take $5 million and divide it into all 3 years, which will pretty much put him at about 1.66. He would only be 1.66 million dead cap each year for the next 3 years, which is beautiful for the Dolphins. So y'all tell me in the chat, do you think that the Miami Dolphins eat $15 million for Jerome Baker next year? Or do they cut him and save literally $13.3 million next year and go find another linebacker? Or do they give him a contract extension and lower his cap hit next year and just add more money for the future, which is even higher because he already has voidable years that they restructured? You see this restructure category, they already restructured them. Now, thankfully, the restructure wasn't too much money, but if you extend him, you're obviously trying to lower the cap for 2024, but the years after that are massive hits. So what do you guys think is going to happen with Jerome Baker in the offseason? Will they cut? Will they extend? And he's still tradable. Now, nobody's going to want to take on that contract unless it's a tanking team because they got an expiring contract right here. They got a contract with only $5 million dead cap. But that happens right before training camp and stuff like that. And you don't want Jerome Baker to get into the new league here. Then you got to eat that $15 million potentially. Unless he gets cut after training camp and then you're dead cap $5 million. See, they could play Jerome Baker all the way through training camp and then cut him in the final 53, which sucks for him. But this is why his agent's going to be kicking on the door in the offseason saying, give us our extension now. You're not going to drag us through camp. But who knows what Chris Grier wants to do. He might just drag him through camp because if we're failing at the linebacker position from a 5th or 6th round pick that we drafted or picked up in free agency and we don't like it, he may be forced to do something to keep Baker. I don't know. Someone said we need to keep more of Tyndall, but Tyndall is showing you that they don't like him. We started out with Noah Igbenogany, and they were literally giving him chances on the field. But then you get to Channing Tyndall, they won't even give this man a snap. So they obviously, I'm sorry, and it's sad because they at least throw the man out there sometimes, and you know what I'm saying? And then when you take a look at it, let's go Jerome Baker, PFF. How has Jerome Baker been as a player for the Miami Dolphins? Nah, let's go on premium so we can look at the long term. Jerome Baker. And when you look at PFF for Jerome Baker, this year he's a 63.9, which is not good. And look at his career. Rookie year, outstanding, bad, outstanding last year, which is one of his better years, and went down again. Run defense overall just hadn't been great other than those 2 years. Tackling, hit or miss, pass rush, only last year. His coverage grade this year is a lot better, but that's about it. What do they do with Jerome Baker, ladies and gentlemen? So at the end of the day, I'm going to put next to his name, possible cut. Let him walk. I think he'll end up being a free agent when they free up that cap space. But understand, a Jerome Baker cut, this is what people need to understand, a Jerome Baker cut is going to free up next year about 15 minus 1.6, 14, 13.2 million. 13.2 M. Let me put that next to his name so we can understand what our overall situation is on the back end of what we think is going to happen. We might be shocked and they give him another 4-year extension. Time will tell, okay? All right. Next up, contract year. Raheem Mostert, okay? Let's take a look at Raheem Mostert. All right. And what y'all got to understand about Raheem Mostert, this man about to break Ricky Williams' record for touchdowns in a season. I want y'all to think about this type of stuff, all right? He's on a contract year. What will the Dolphins do? Will the Dolphins make him play out 2024 without a deal to become an unrestricted free agent after that? Will they give him an extension? And if so, how much is it going to be? And if they do make him play it out, you run the risk of his agent saying, no, we got to sit him. No, we got to hold out because my client needs his money. And he's coming on. He's becoming a really good player for us. I'm shocked I don't see the category for market value. It's usually listed here for market value for him. So what is Chris Grier going to do? The question right now is, we know we want him. Let's start there. So cut is out of the picture in my opinion. So put in the chat right now, do they force him to play through his last year, or do they give him a extension this all season? Put it in the chat now. Put it in the chat. What do you think they're going to do? Because ain't no franchise tagging no running back that's, ain't one of the best in the league. That's overpaying. So what do you do? Now, he ain't going to be demanding no top running back money, but it's more than what he getting now. And by the way, Raheem Mostert in 2024 is going to be making $3.4 million. How much do you think he's worth now, though? How much do you think Raheem Mostert is worth now? Put it in the chat. How much per year do you think a running back like Raheem Mostert at this point is worth? Let me take a look at his stats. This year, 162 carries, 828. So he's going to be 1,000-yard back, y'all. This man got 14 rushing touchdowns and 2 receiving. He could very well end the season at about 1,100 yards. Let's go 1,050 yards, 5.1 a carry, maybe 19 touchdowns rushing, 3 touchdowns receiving, which is 22 touchdowns. That's massive, y'all. That's massive. That's actually massive. I mean, your best running backs are going to get more yards, but you got to understand, we do it by committee. Your best running backs going into 13, 14, 1,500 yards. But we do it by committee. And by committee, he's still going to be able to put up almost 1,100. But them touchdowns can't be replaced. That's massive. I got to be honest with y'all. Raheem Mostert on an open market, there's a team that might give him a 3-year, $25 million contract. That's about $8.3 million a year. In the open market, he can get about $8.3 million. And this is just my take. I could be way off. It might be 5. It might be 10. I don't know. But this is where, based off of what I know, how the market is, I think that in the open market, this man can get an annual of about 8. I'm around it and just say 8. Do y'all agree or disagree? Let me know in the chat, because this conversation, I want to be more on point than off point. And because at the end of the day, this will be his last bag. Because look, if you really look at it, the man 9 years in. This would be his last chance to make some money. And that's why his agent would fight for him and putting up these numbers. He already leading in running back Pro Bowl voting. He's going to get a Pro Bowl nod too. I ain't even think about that. He about to get a Pro Bowl nod. He keep it up, he's going to be in the Pro Bowl. The Dolphin fans already got him leading and voting. But I'm going to tell y'all this now. This is why other fan bases will never give us respect. They know Dolphin fans are just flooding every vote because of Tua. And as a result, why is it that every offensive position on our team other than tight end has one of the players with the top voting in Pro Bowl right now? Because the Dolphin fans are showing up more than any other fan base in voting. It's not other people in the league. You think other people in the league voting Mostert? Even though, well, it is deserved, look at these numbers, but they ain't voting them. Dolphin fans are. That's why most people don't even respect Pro Bowl anymore anyway. Especially after X made it last year. But anyway, backing off of that, this is a guy who's going to be looking for a 3-year, $25 million contract, saying I got good legs on me. I could still bang for at least 3 years. And all I'm looking for is about $14 million guaranteed, just in case you only want to give me 2 years worth. Just in case you only want to give me 2 years worth. So are we saying there ain't a single team in the NFL that may take that may give him that contract? Yes or no in the chat. Is there not a single team in the NFL? Well, let me just answer straightforward. Do you think at least one team in the NFL would give him a 3-year, $25 million contract and guarantee almost 2 of it? Just one team. Just one. And we ain't saying what we should do. We're talking about, is there one team in the league that would do it? Somebody said Patriots. Man, that's interesting. You make me want to go let me look up Ramondre Stevenson. You made me want to look at how you spell Ramondre. There you go with Steven. I want to see how much they are paying Ramondre Stevenson, because Mostert's worth more than him. Oh, I forgot he's on a rookie deal. I keep thinking he's a veteran, and I don't know why. He's on a rookie deal. Ramondre's on a rookie deal, so he's going to get some money after this year. But yeah, man. So a lot of people say, yes, there's a team that would pay him. Okay, and all I'm saying to y'all is, even if there isn't, how much do you think maximum? Put it in the chat. Maximum a team would pay Raheem Mostert. I ain't saying what you think he should get paid. We're talking about what's the max a team would pay him. Because Christian Kirk was worth about $12 million to most people, but he got what, 19 a year? That's all I'm saying. You got to think about these teams out here, what another team, even if they're being stupid, would pay. Let me know in the chat. Someone said $7 million a year. 2 years, $7 million a year. Possible. 3 year, $21 million. So y'all are around the $7 million mark. That's fair too. That's fair too. All right. So, but that's the interesting part. So, but it also makes you wonder what the Dolphins will do. And here's what I think the Dolphins are going to do. And I'm going to write it down. Okay. Here's what I think is going to happen. The Dolphins are going to make Raheem Mostert play on his last year of the contract. They're going to offer him this offseason Hey, we want to give you a 2-year extension. We want to give you a 2-year, $12 million extension, which is $6 million per year. If he takes it, we move forward, all good. If he doesn't take it, they're basically going to let him play that year out, and he's going to have to hold out on his own. They might even say 2-year, $10 million, just to give him a little raise. But they're not going to go crazy. Chris Greer's going to try to get a deal on value players like that all across the board. They're going to offer him something. It may even come now in the next coming weeks. It may come, in the offseason, but they're going to offer him an extension, but it ain't going to be what he can get in the open market, but it's going to be more than he's getting now. And it's going to be up to him to accept it or not. And if he accepts it, we move forward. We got him. If he doesn't accept it, then Greer's going to say, all right, well, we'll revisit this maybe, after the season has started, in the middle of the season, just like Austin Jackson just got his. And if he's doing well and they feel like he got legs they can carry another year after that, they might offer him something again. If he's not doing well and he got legs and they feel like they can get even more of a value, they're going to come back to the table with a lower offer than they did originally. Or they just going to let it keep playing out. So I'm going to tell you now, I'm going to write next to Mostert's name, playing out contract. I think he's going to end up playing it out. Chris Greer is going to use his age as leverage. And it's just going to be a matter of who blinks first. Who blinks first? Chris Greer might even come back and say 2-year, $8 million. It might even be lower because he got to bet on his health and everything. Free agency, open market. Now, the only thing that's messed up for the Dolphins, the more success we have, the further we go. He win a Pro Bowl and we in the playoffs and we winning games in the playoffs. And don't let it be a Super Bowl. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. Mostert getting $8 million out there. We win a Super Bowl. He gonna get $8 million. Hands down. All of these players' value got to get increased by 15%. At least we win a Super Bowl. Austin Jackson just settled for 12 to 13 million. If he won a Super Bowl and we tried to re-sign him, you better be talking 15 to 16. So this might work out even more in our favor with Austin Jackson's deal. So it's going to be real interesting what they end up doing in this situation and what Raheem Mostert end up accepting. It's going to be real interesting what he ends up accepting. But Jerome Baker, like I said, possible cut, let him walk. Raheem Mostert, one of the best backs in the league right now, rated top 10, top 5, actually, I believe. But he's one of the top rated guys. He gonna get paid. It ain't gonna be crazy, but I think they're gonna make him play his contract out. They're gonna make him play it out. Okay. Last on the contract, well, 2 more on the contract year. Let's go over Emmanuel Ogbah, ladies and gentlemen. Emmanuel Ogbah. Man, what are we doing here? Ladies and gentlemen, put it in the chat. Here's his financials. Next year, he's an $18 million cap hit, as you can see. He only has $4 million dead cap and his 2 years left. So what does that mean? If they cut him, you take that $4 million divided by the 2 years, he'd only be a $2 million dead cap next year and $2 million after. 2 and 2. It's not 4 and 2. That's 4 because the total of dead cap now. And if he plays that year, then it's 2. But 4 million dead cap. That will save the team $16 million this year and $16 million in 24 and $17 million in 25. Are they going to keep Ogbah on the roster? Are they going to let him go through camp? It's a tough one here. 2025, he got a roster bonus. Look at this. $4 million of 2024 salary, injury guaranteed only. That's a nasty game right there. Why do I say that? Man, imagine going to the Super Bowl and on the last play of the game on defense, we win, but Ogbah get hurt. He get hurt in the last game. You got to guarantee $4 million of his salary in 2024, which then will only save you $14 million. You could also trade him, but who wants this salary unless it's a team that's tanking? But those type of trades don't happen until training camp, where other teams will trade for an expiring contract, and then they'll buy them out or just cut them just to make a trade and get something they want or whatever. Ogbah, in my opinion, is getting cut. Ogbah is getting cut, ladies and gentlemen. And with Ogbah getting cut, it's going to save the Miami Dolphins. And we're talking next year only. It's pretty much going to save us $16 million. He's getting cut. So as you can see, Jerome Baker's fate is looking grim. Ogbah's fate is looking bleak. Listen, the defense is going to start taking hits. And don't let me get to 2025. Now some of the bigger name players are going to be casualties. But Ogbah's gone. But when you look at it, this is starting to help the team because Jerome Baker cut is going to save us $13.2 million next year. Ogbah's cut going to save us $16 million next year. It's interesting. Raheem Mostert, we're going to make him play his contract out if he doesn't accept a team-friendly extension. They're going to offer him an extension. They're probably doing that now. I believe they're already offering Raheem Mostert an extension, but it's a team-friendly one. He's a 9-year veteran about to be 10, so it's team-friendly. If he takes it, we'll lock him down. And I think a team-friendly deal is going to be about $5 million a year on a 2-year basis. And maybe 3 is what they're negotiating to give him a little bit more guarantees, like he can at least get 2 years guaranteed worth, about $9 million guaranteed or something. But that's if he accepts it. And if he doesn't accept it, then they're going to make him play out the last year of his contract. And the only way for him out is he's going to have to say, I'm going to sit out. And they may trade him or make him hold out until they come up to an agreement. And A-Chain will be the primary guy, and they'll draft another late round guy. But they're not going to prioritize him unless it's team friendly, because we believe in by committee. Okay. Let's go to the last contract year guy on here. David Long. David Long, ladies and gentlemen. All right. David Long. We've been one of the areas that's been a real vocal part, especially for Fangio, has been the middle linebacker position. This is an area that's been tough. As you see, they signed him on a 2-year, $11 million deal. But what people need to understand, he took that deal because he was fresh off of an injury. He took that deal because he was fresh off of an injury. And if David Long can stay healthy this year long enough and play well, and let me look at so far how he's looking on PFF. He's going to want more money than that because he's technically worth more than that with his skill set. But the problem is, again, coming fresh off of an injury. Oh, I picked the wrong one. He had to settle for what we had to offer. And when you look at it, that's as solid as it can be, a 70.5 rating. You saw Jerome Baker down in the dirt. But he's been solid the last 3 years as a linebacker. And his run defense is one of the best in the entire NFL. One of the best in the NFL. Something to think about there. But yeah, David Long is definitely going to be worth more money, especially if you let him hit the market. But we got another year under contract. And I'm going to say it like this. Here's the issue. Next year, he's a $6.7 million cap hit. He can save us some money, but we need the middle linebacker. This is a tough decision because his cap goes up. Do you give him an extension? Do you give him an extension? In ball game, you're right. I was going to bring that up. Part of the problem with David Long, he's so great in run stopping, but his coverage is not as good. As you can see, one of the worst in the NFL covering because he is a run stopping linebacker. He is a run stopping linebacker, but his coverage isn't good. So what do? Are you going to extend that type of player? And I'm going to tell you now, I'm going to be honest with you. Fangio wants better. Fangio been saying since day one who David Long was, and that's exactly who he's been, but Fangio hasn't been thrilled about it. You remember earlier in the preseason when Fangio had the interview or training camp? Yeah, Long's making a lot of good plays, in the run game, but, he's still making some mistakes he has to clean up. We'll get there. You can't be great in one area and not in the other. That's why he kept saying, I'm still looking for my middle linebacker. I'm still looking for my safety opposite Holland. Fangio told y'all in training camp he not happy with Deshaun Elliott and he not happy with David Long. Now, Deshaun Elliott been playing a little better, though. I don't know if it's enough for Fangio to say, yeah, I'm good, let's keep with him or move on. But Deshaun Elliott's in a better situation than David Long because David Long still being exactly who he was from day one, stuffing that run, but not helping in the pass game. But it's also hard to find a player in the middle linebacker position that can do both. This is one of the hardest positions in the NFL to find that elite player that's versatile in both without spending money. And that's a fact. You can ask anybody that. You can ask anybody that. That's the one position, not the one, it's others, but this is a tough position to find in the NFL. This is why in the trade deadline, it's hard to find a middle linebacker that's versatile in both. Only way you find them is they on a contract year and you got to trade for them and give them the big bag. It's tough, but it's an area in Fangio defense that if you had that middle linebacker locked down, man, we number one defense. We top three at worst. Y'all don't understand how important the middle linebacker position is in this system. Everybody else is moving and they rotating and they scheming. That middle linebacker, he crashing on that run and then he's reading it fast and backing up in that pass and picking up that crosser and staying stride for stride, just locking down. Because one of the only things that we give up is that seam route, that quick crosser. That's the stuff that we give up in this defense. The underneath. That's the tough part. Finding a great one that's versatile and can do both. Jerome Baker had his best year last year, but that's the only productive year he doesn't really truly have. You bring in Channing Tindall, you won't even get this man no play. You tried to work out. Remember the guys? What's their name? You know, you had the preseason one. What's his name again? I forgot. You got the preseason MVP. That's what we used to call him. But so we done been through so many. We just can't find the one. Because here's the problem. You can go get the one, but how much he gonna cost? How much he gonna cost? You can go find the one, but how much he gonna cost? Somebody said Duke Riley looks better than Baker last game. That was last game. Give me a full season of Duke Riley. I don't think he'll feel the same. He's a very impactful player, just like Andrew Van Ginkel, but you need guys like that to come in spurts, and they bring that energy and that fire, and they could do a lot of multiple things, and they can be impactful. But you just put them in one role as a primary guy, it doesn't typically bear out the whole term of the year. But we ain't seeing it because they are backups. They're situational players. Like ball games say, they Swiss Army knives. They moving around. They doing all of that. So I don't want to discourage you all on the middle linebacker position because you can find one easily, but it's going to cost you an arm and a leg. But trying to find one at a value price for $6 million, man, you at $6 million, you're going to take a pass linebacker or a run linebacker. And David Long is a running linebacker, and that's why we paid him the $6.7 million. That's why we paid him 6.7. If he was it, he'd be getting 11. If he was it, that's why I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't never hate on the man money. Hey, I'm all kudos for Jerome Baker getting the bag. As a man, you took care of your family. You changed your family's life. I love you for it. Oh, I love when I see that. But when you look in the lens of a general manager or caring about the way your team operate, man, look at the money they gave Jerome Baker. And he ain't top notch. So what you think a linebacker at that position is going to cost you that can do both at a high level? Psh, look at the money Jerome Baker got. Man, Jerome Baker, oh my gosh. Like, I remember when they first gave him the deal, it was like, man, Flores, what are you doing? What is you doing? So, do they invest their time and energy of the future on Channing Tindall? Do you extend David Long when Fangio, he's not really a Fangio favorite? Do you make him play the last year out? Do you cut him and save almost $5 million? $4.5 million? And then if you cut him, where's your replacement? I don't think it's Tindall because they ain't even giving that man respect. And if you're going to replace David Long, you got to spend more money. If you want to be at the same level or better. So why get rid of Long? This is an odd situation right here with David Long. This is the one that you got to keep your eyes on. What do you do with the middle linebacker position? Because I'm going to tell y'all now, it has to be addressed. It has to be addressed. Or it doesn't have to be addressed, and we got to come to the realization that, hey, we're focusing on the offense now, and that means the defense in some areas, they just got to take a hit. But it's so interesting. So y'all tell me in the chat, because I'm going to be honest with you, it's hard for me to make a decision, and I'm actually asking you all to skew my decision on what I actually write down on what we think is going to happen. I want y'all to tell me, what do you think out of these options they're going to do about David Long? Cut him, make him play out next year at 6.7, trade him, or extend him. Those four options. Put it in the chat right now. cut, make him play it out, extend him, or trade him. And don't forget this too. Let me look at his statistics just to see how many years. He's still young. This was his 5th season in the NFL. In the rookie year, he barely played. He didn't start any games his rookie year, so he's still fresh. Basically, this is his first opportunity fresh off of a rookie situation. Now, remember, in that rookie situation, Vrabel didn't want him no more because he coming off of an injury history. His second soft tissue injury. He had an injury here that lingered a little, but obviously he's good now. So y'all let me know what you think. Let me read some of the chat. Play it out. Extend him. Extend. Take the hit and go with Tyndall. Interesting. Cut. Play out. See, we all over the place. We all over the place. Longer keeper then. I'm going to say this. I'm going to write this down for David Long. David Long's going to be a cap casualty. I think David Long Jr. is going to be a cap casualty, y'all. Here's why. At what point are we going to have to give our rookies chances? It's almost like you can't keep drafting these guys and then just burying them on the roster and thinking nobody's noticing. Channing Tindall has to get a shot at some point. And we need money. There's other people we got to pay. I think he might end up being a cap casualty. One of those guys that we like, why did we cut Long? The bigger picture. I think he's going to be a cap casualty, or they're going to make him play through the contract. It's tough, man. It just depends on how strong Fangio feels about what he can do with Tyndall, because Tyndall's going to get an opportunity. They have to. You can't keep burying these draft picks in the dirt. You can't keep burying these draft picks and think nobody noticing you wasting picks. You can't. And the only thing that makes me feel like they'll do one more year with Long and let him play out his contract is because the most potent window time to win is this year and next year. We can extend it a little further, but the most potent will be this year and next year. The most potent chance, the greatest chance from a roster standpoint is this year and next year, and they may want to try to keep it intact as much as possible. So this one is a toss-up for me. I'm going to write down play out / cut. I don't see a trade happening, and I don't see an extension, because you can't keep putting all of that money into free agents and stuff. You got to start hitting on your draft picks that ain't first-round picks. And I agree with Ball Game, and that's what I've been preaching for a long time. He said, y'all act like the draft is going to change anything. LOL, these kids coming out ain't going to move the needle. They are coming out of college raw as can be. They need time like everyone else. I agree. I agree with that. But the problem with the Miami Dolphins, you need somebody to be ready in the very near future. With the talent we have now in our window, can you wait on certain people to develop? And it's still a case of if they develop into what we need them to be. Everybody ain't going to develop into what we need them to be. They didn't believe in Hunter Long to develop into what we need him to be. Noah didn't develop into what we needed him to be. Channing Tindall still got time, but to start out, it ain't looking great. It ain't looking great. Look at how y'all kill Austin Jackson, and now he's the best old lineman we have. He needed 3 full seasons. Well, I disagree with that. I thought Austin Jackson was legitimate his rookie season, and then he got hurt. And he hadn't been the same since he got hurt, and we were hoping he got back to form, and it didn't look like he would. Now, this year, he's been playing a lot better, but also schematically, he's been playing a lot better. That's been helping him out big time. If he had to, if they asked him to block with the time that he had in his first 2 years, I don't know if he gonna be looking this good. If the system wasn't what it was, and we went back to asking him to block for another 0.3 seconds, I don't know if he will still be this good. The scheme is benefiting a lot of players right now. Because I also watch film and see some of these guys, including Austin Jackson, get blown up and the defender bearing down on Tua, but the ball gone. The ball's gone already. So that's the dangerous part about a lot of these guys. No, I know you're not ball game, but it made me think of that. I know you're not talking about me, but it made me think about that too. And so that's why it's a crapshoot. But what I will say in Austin Jackson's mechanics and also in his grittiness, he has made vast improvements. And you can see him fighting on possessions, whether he win the battle or not. That's why I ain't mad about him getting his money. I think it was the right move. I told y'all last week, yeah, man, they need to pay Austin Jackson. We ain't got no tackles of the future, and he's doing well. He's doing well. AB said, look at Tua. TD wanted him gone. Well, that's just like the Tennessee Titan fans that said, we want Tannehill gone. Then he balled out for 2 years, got a big contract, and now 2 years later, man, get him out of here. I don't live off the temporary like that. You think I'm living off of the temporary or what somebody done did for 1 year or a year and a half? I want to see players in multiple situations, not the perfect one. And let's not say perfect. I'm tired of people saying perfect, not in a favorable one. Nobody got a perfect situation. Nobody does. So when people be like, oh, Tua's in a perfect situation. No, he ain't. Ain't nobody got a perfect situation. No quarterback got a perfect situation. I mean, Jalen Hurts got it pretty good and Purdy got it pretty good. They probably got the best situations, but nobody got it perfect. But no, I don't live off of no temporary year and a half. At the end of the day, at this point with Tua, you got to take that shot anyway. You got to get that man his money. You got to sign him on his $250 million 5-year deal or more, whatever it is. But it's going to be about 50 average. You got to now. Regardless if 3 years from now he digresses and it looks bad. Regardless of that, you have to now. You got to take that shot. So I ain't going to knock the team if they do, but don't make it seem like I'm going to sit here and be like, oh, yeah, Tua's actually not what we thought he was. We don't know what he is long term. Like I said, Tennessee got Tannehill. There was a portion of the fan base. I seen him in Miami. I don't want him. He came for 2 years, had the highest passer rating, leading statistics, balling out, got a huge contract, and now everybody begging again. Oh, my gosh, get him out of here. In a very favorable situation, a lot of quarterbacks that are bums look real good. This is why y'all kill me with that. You ignore what Tannehill did for the first 2 years in Tennessee. The reason why you ignore what he did, because it doesn't make Tua look as favorable. It still makes it seem like, oh, well, we still got to look. Hold on, we got to make sure. I'm not defending Tannehill. I told y'all the day we traded him, he ain't what I thought he was. That tells you right then and there, I was wrong about Tannehill. I was his biggest advocate. Y'all act like it's an embarrassing thing to be wrong about a quarterback. What you got to do is get on the right side. Once it's proven and you see that you were wrong, you just say, hey, I was wrong. Now I know. He ain't a franchise quarterback. He requires everything around him. He requires a high level of things around him to succeed. That don't embarrass me. I could care less. It doesn't make me feel bad about being wrong. I was wrong. Where's the consequence? None, because I'm on the right side now. He ain't a franchise quarterback. But God dog it, he went to Tennessee and he fooled them off of 2 years. Leading the league in all kinds of statistical categories, balling out. Stop ignoring that. It happened. To the point to where they gave him a massive contract. And now the O-line is the worst in the league. He loses his top weapon and he a bum again. But y'all want to ignore that. And this is why I don't care what Tua's doing right now. I love what he's doing right now, but as a overall conclusion of who he is as a quarterback, time can only tell that. Right now, he's a phenomenal quarterback. He was a bum to me his first few years. Right now, he's one of the best in the league playing right now. But does that make me have a conclusion about what his career is going to be? You got to pay him now. You got to take the chance on feeling like it's going to be great long term. There ain't no question about that. But I ain't finna make a conclusion, not even on Tua at this point. But I do support the team paying him now because you got to. This is the direction you choose to go. And he's showing you built around him, and he's showing that he can handle the build around. Now, let that man play with the build around, and then when things start coming down, when them salaries kick in, then we'll evaluate if he can maintain as our guy. Then we'll evaluate whether he can maintain. But that's all irrelevant right now because he's our guy. Tannehill couldn't sniff top 10 conversation, let alone top 5. Same thing they were saying about Tua 2 years ago, right? Including myself. Same thing that we were saying. Now look at him. Same thing they were saying about Tannehill until his 2 years in Tennessee, the first 2. And he was top 5. The man was a Pro Bowler. The man went to an AFC championship game. Whether he had good stats in the playoffs or not, he led his team there. Highest passer rating in the entire NFL. But all of these things happen to Tua, and all of a sudden, he's the greatest. And that's my point exactly. And I'm off of that conversation because y'all know it's true. And at the end of the day, you don't like it. Because it's the Baker Mayfield effect. Baker balled out in his contract year. They picked up the 5th-year option, and in that year, he was terrible. So time will tell. We'll see. We'll see. All right. Let's see here. Let me put this down right there. All right. Let's go to the next person. David Long, player cut. Who should we go to now? I want to do the unrestricted free agents last. Let's go with Tua. Let's go with the quarterback position. Okay. Tua's playing his 4th year right now. Tua has his 5th-year option picked up. Now, I actually got an interesting question about this because I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know what the front office is truly thinking. I don't know what the front office is truly thinking. Let me tell you why I say that. They saw Tua do it last year, do what he's doing right now, and didn't extend him. They saw Tua last year doing exactly what he's doing now and didn't extend him. And then they said, and let me tell y'all another thing. Them not extending him, this is where the lie is, especially in our community. Them not extending him is not solely because he got hurt, because they were having conversations. They had conversations with his agent on extensions. If it had anything to do with him getting hurt, they wouldn't have been having conversations. They would have been, hey, we want to see this first. It was a multitude, not multitude, but there were 2 things that it was. And injuries was one of them. Injuries, they want to make sure, but also, is he going to collapse later in the season? Is he going to collapse down the stretch? Because I got to ask y'all this question, right? And I don't think it's going to happen. At least I hope it's not going to happen, but it could happen because based off of current history, we haven't beat a good team yet. And until we do, we could keep saying, yeah, we're going to do this, we're going to do this. But anybody using wisdom, based off of our recent history, we're going 0-3 in the last 3. I think we're going to win 1 or 2 of those, maybe even all 3. But based off of the data, we're going to go 0-3. Now, what do you think the Dolphins would do if in the last 3 games, Tua has a San Francisco game from last year, the Chargers game from last year, and a Green Bay game from last year to end the season? And we get bounced in the first round of the playoffs. And he has a bad game. Not saying it's going to happen, but if it did, how do you think they're going to look at it? Do you think they're going to extend or play out the 5th year? I'm just curious because maybe they extend, but if that happens, what do you think is going to the organization is going to do? What do you think the organization would do if we have another massive collapse like that? And what if Buffalo wins out and actually it wins the AFC East because of that? And we're a wild card team and we get bounced in the first round to them anyway. It's worth having, ball game, because yeah, you're only as good as what's around you. But in that Green Bay game last year, it had nothing to do with what was around him. What Tua did in that Green Bay game last year had nothing to do with what was around him. What he did in that Chargers game last year, missing throws, had nothing to do with what was around him. So what do you think the team's going to do? Somebody said your worst case is unrealistic. How is it unrealistic? We did it last year. You don't forget the streams last year. I proposed Do you not remember what happened last year? I told y'all, watch when week 12 come. I told you every week, starting week 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, all the way to week 12. I said, these are the games we're going to be tested. And if they do this and they do that and they do this, do you think they're going to extend him? And somebody just like you said, that's not realistic. And it happened. Why do y'all live like that? And they do it every year. And I don't ask you to actually believe it's going to happen. But at the end of the day, stop dismissing it as a possibility. That's what kills me. And every year, y'all look the exact same on y'all face. Your face looks the exact same every year. At what point are you going to entertain these things as real possibilities? Because they are. These are real possibilities. Look at our schedule. We're about to play 3 of the best after these 2 games. You think Dallas is going to be a cakewalk? We could very well lose that game. And the way they play defense, he could very well look bad. You think Baltimore going to play them games after the last time? You think they don't want their revenge? And Buffalo to end the season, if they're still in it, you don't think that they want to come in with the utmost heat, changing the narrative? Y'all act like these things aren't even possible, and that's part of the problem we have with Dolphin fans. And this is why every year we sit here with a dumb boo fool look on our face like, what happened? I'm done with this team. Oh my gosh, Mike McDaniel's a fraud. Y'all go all of that mess talking, and then as soon as training camp come around, yeah, but it's different. I'm a victim too. But at least the one thing that I stopped doing is dismissing the possibility. The one thing I stopped doing is dismissing the possibility. That's why we can't have no realistic conversations around here. This is why for the last 21 years, every analyst in the Dolphin community has been wrong. 21 years. Wrong. Wrong. And it seems like whenever I introduce the possibilities, I end up being right. Just off of a possibility. I ain't even telling you it's going to happen, but the possibilities have been coming true more than the freaking hopeful things. But that makes me negative. It makes me negative to give you every scenario that's possible. Don't be just like I always go back to this, y'all, and I know you're tired of it. It's just like the Laramie Tunsil trade. I wasn't telling y'all Laramie Tunsil was getting traded. Stop saying TD told y'all Laramie Tunsil was getting traded. I never said he was getting traded. I was not on point on that. I just told you the possibilities. I told you they could extend him on a massive deal. But when you really look at the books, why are you going to give a massive deal to a left tackle knowing you're about to go through a full rebuild, pay 3 years of massive salary to a guy just to pay him 20-something million a year for a rebuild? Why would you do that? And therefore, it leads me to the conclusion that they might trade Laramie Tunsil. Oh, this guy is an idiot. They not trading Laramie Tunsil. Oh, you're an idiot. Why would you want to get rid of our best players? Oh, you're missing the point. I'm just telling you the possibilities. 2 weeks later, Laramie Tunsil gone. That same idiot wasn't right. He was just right about one of the possibilities. TD is just cynical. Yeah. If that's how you want to look at it. But even being cynical has realistic possibilities. And some of those cynical possibilities come true. This is why I told y'all, don't give Xavier Howard that extension, Flores. Flores didn't want to. Greer didn't want to either. That's why they kept drafting guys and trying to figure out a guy that can replace him. Don't give him the extension. You're about to extend him for 3 years of his prime while we in a rebuild? For what? So here we are today. Xavier Howard dealing with growing injuries every year, playing through them, not 100%. And those 3 years have come and gone. And what did we get out of it? What did we get out of it? A few whoos and haws. That was never going to be a part of the Super Bowl. Now we're hoping that we can win a Super Bowl now. But Xavier Howard been getting exposed on the boundary. I don't want to hear nothing about this and that. Listen, at the end of the day, he ain't playing top-notch corner football. However you want to slice it, injury or it ain't that bad or it ain't what we paying him for. Man, counting against the cap, $25-26 million. I told y'all this a few years ago. Man, looking at the contract, why would you sign Xavier Howard? So I thought he was going to be the next Laramie Tunsil and at least get a haul, get some draft picks. Now look at it. We done went 3 years of that contract. What we got for it the last 3 years? What we got for it in the last 3 years? Then you had the nerve to go back and extend them again and restructure it again on top of it. And y'all out here happy because we playing the worst quarterbacks in the league and these guys are looking like all pros. And then every time we play great quarterbacks, they ain't nowhere to be found. But as long as we play 12 trash quarterbacks, that's 12 games. Oh, he was great. But then when we play 5 or 6 great quarterbacks and they nowhere to be found, and we don't say nothing because the only thing that matters is the stats we put up against the bums. This is why I always fear this team being ready for the playoffs. You can't find enough bums in the playoffs. Best case scenario, first round, but you ain't going to find a lot of bums in the playoffs. This is why I worry about the playoffs. You think I judge this team or care about what we do to the Lions, the Patriots, the Panthers, the Titans, the Jets? And it's more, y'all know. You think I care? I'm judging this team off of what they do? There are 6 games this year you judge this team. And we done failed the first 3. You judge them on individual basis and as a team, and we've been failing miserably. So what you think? How you think I feel whenever we talk about the Cowboys, the Ravens, and the freaking Bills in the last 3 games? How do you think I feel? Y'all must sit in that realm of, we finna murk them. We ain't no evidence this year that tell you that. Ain't nothing we've done this year tell you that. Oh, but we fought against the Chiefs. Man, the Chiefs ain't been playing good offense all season. I told y'all if we beat the Chiefs, it wouldn't be impressive to me. And we still lost. And I'm glad that we didn't beat them. You know why? Because y'all would have been like, oh, you just hating. You can't be happy with a win. No, because they weren't a measuring stick. Of course, starting the season, that's a big measuring stick. But we all witnessing how the Chiefs been playing since week 1. They ain't been playing great at all. Well, we played them tougher, and they are weaker. They are exposed. They can be beat by at least 5 to 6 teams in the AFC on any given week. And we know that. You couldn't say that last year. You couldn't say it the year before. Best you could say in the past is maybe 1 or 2 teams can compete, but they still might lose. Now, man, it's about 6 teams that can beat the Chiefs. The Chargers, worst defense in the NFL, second worst offensive line in the NFL. These are facts. Worst defense in the NFL, second worst O-line in the NFL behind Tennessee. They got the worst. Ain't even close. It ain't even close. So when people say you can only play who's on your schedule, well, guess what? The Eagles was on our schedule. The Bills was on our schedule, and them raggedy Chiefs was on our schedule. And I know we could beat the Chiefs. We got to be better, man. We could beat the Chiefs. We can get over the Chiefs. But what make you think I'm gonna sit here and be like, oh yeah, we definitely gonna murk the Ravens. We gonna kill the Cowboys. Yeah, Buffalo last game. Buffalo beat us, put up 48 on us. And I'm supposed to just believe that. Yeah, as a fan, we gonna listen. Ain't no fan think we gonna go undefeated every year more than me. But as a realist, there ain't no evidence that supports that. That's a logical way of thinking. So that's why I give you all the possible scenarios. Just chill, TD. The Dolphins gonna show up this year, man. If I had $1 for every time people told me to chill because this is what's going to happen and it didn't happen, I'm sorry, man. I'm going to be honest with y'all, man. Your boy will be laid up on the beach right now somewhere, staring at my yacht in the jet on the back of it. Not the jet, the helicopter on the back of it. I'll be in meetings next week with Stephen Ross talking about I want a majority share. I got about $4 billion. I want to get a majority share of the Dolphins. For every time somebody told me just chill, this is what's going to happen, it didn't happen. You can go back to this year alone. Man, we finna play Buffalo. I'm worried, y'all, because this is how they playing. This is how we playing. It ain't proved nothing. Chill, TD. We finna go to Buffalo and beat them. Just chill, bro. You overreacting. L. Man, this Eagles game, man, if we could just get over the hump. I'm so nervous, man. I want this one so bad, but I'm worried because this matchup here and that matchup there. Bro, just chill, man. You overreact too much. We got the Eagles. Watch, we gonna shock the world and show them that we legitimate. L. All right, the Chiefs ain't even been playing good, y'all. They ain't even been playing good this year. If any game we can get, this the one that'll get us over the top. We can get this one. Bro, man. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, we can get this. Just chill, bro. We gonna get it. Yeah. Yeah, but I don't know, man. The Chiefs, man, and it ain't because of the Chiefs. They suspect. I'm just worried about us because of this and that. Bro, I'm telling you, man, Ramsey's back. We got this, bro. We got this. We got the Chiefs. L. Every single time. Bro, just chill. And then when you go back to the reasons why I told you I was concerned, it's spot on. It's spot on. Told y'all with the Eagles. Their offense going to break through our defense more than our offense is going to break through their defense. That's what it's going to come down to. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you this one final time right here, right now. The issues on our team right now are offensively. Can we keep up with enough points? with the teams that can score. As much as we think our defense is just great now, I'm sorry. Against good scoring teams, we're not. And it amazes me when we play the Giants. Oh my gosh, our defense getting better. Do you see the sacks and how we clamping them down? Stop. It was the Giants. It was the Panthers. The Jets. The Jets. Yeah, our defense has finally arrived. The Jets. Tell me what defense in the NFL playing the Jets didn't feel like their defense is legit now after the game. Tell me a team that ain't scored a touchdown in 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 15 weeks ain't scored a single touchdown. Our defense is legit now. Yeah. We top now. The Jets. The Panthers. The Giants. Yeah, Billy, the Jets always count as a game because of a division rival, but look at the state of their offense. Stop, man. It's okay to be afraid to get your hopes up, TD. I get it. Yeah, man, that's what I do every week, ball game, especially in the big games. I'm afraid, and I get my hopes up. I be terrified because I just want to get over that hump. You know, when we play the Cowboys, please, if we could just get over this one game, I'll believe. I won't say anything else as a possibility of not happening. Like, just give me the one, and we get blown off the mouth. All right, Baltimore, this is our second chance. If we could just get this, blown off the mouth. Man, Buffalo at least going into the playoffs, show us that we blown up. And what am I supposed to do with that? Every time that I have that hope and this is what they do, what I'm supposed to do? It ain't PTSD, it's reality. AB, it ain't PTSD, it's reality. It's reality. It's been coming to fruition every time. It's reality now. Listen, man, we're an hour and a half in. I think we got some good work in. I'm about to get up out of here, man. But we're going to finish this up probably later today or tomorrow because we're going to continue on this. We already did Jerome Baker. We did Emmanuel Ogbah. We did David Long. We did Raheem Mostert. We did Nick. Well, we ain't do Nick Needham yet, but we will. We got to do Nick Needham, okay? But yeah, we're on tour. We're still on tour right now. This started with Tua and it led down that road. But we're on that, and we're going to keep going because we got to do all the UFAs, unrestricted free agents, and the guys that's on year 3, this first-round picks, that a decision needs to be made. All right? But I appreciate it, man. Yeah, AB, I did need to vent. I do feel better now, but this team better make me feel great at the end of the season. There's too much riding on this, all right? Love y'all. Appreciate it, man. Fins up no matter what. But we going to always have real talk over here. We ain't going to sugarcoat it. Shout out to Shake Money. He already gave a donation. We appreciate your love, homie. I will see y'all later. Fins up no matter what. Y'all know we also got Thursday Night Football. I'm actually debating it because of the matchup. It's just a trash game, to be honest with you. Pittsburgh and the Patriots, come on. I decide. I don't know if I'm going to do it, but we'll see, all right? But thank y'all for tuning in. I love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Again, make sure that supporting our sponsors is supporting the channel. Hey guys, have you ever Googled yourself and were shocked to see your personal information exposed on one of those public listing sites? Are you tired of constantly receiving spam phone calls to the point to where you don't even want to answer your own phone? Data brokers are making a fortune selling your information to robocallers, spammers, and others who want to learn more about you. Well, I would like to introduce you to our sponsor for this video, Aura. Aura can identify data brokers exposing your information and submit opt-out requests on your behalf. Brokers are legally required to remove your info if you ask them to, but they make it super hard to do so. Let Aura handle it for you. Aura also does so much more to protect you and your family from online threats you can't see. It's really easy to set up so you don't have to download several different apps to get things like parental controls, antivirus, VPN, password management, identity theft insurance, and more. You get everything at one affordable price. Let Aura do the hard work of keeping you safe online so you can focus on other tasks with peace of mind. The reality is you can either let people continue to exploit and profit off of your private information, or you can follow the link in the description of the video at Aura.com. Stop data brokers from exposing your information. Go to my sponsor, Aura. The link is in the description of the video, and get a 14-day free trial and see if your personal information has been compromised. Guys, honestly, it is so crazy how much of our personal information is just floating out there. Companies selling our information and using it as to make profit for themselves. And there's also bad people out there looking for that information to do things that could end up harming you. Aura is going to be there to take care of you. Make sure they monitor it. They give you notifications saying, hey, we just found your information is being used here, over there. We just found it online. They're going to wipe all that out. They're going to get rid of all of that. They're going to take care of you and make sure that your personal information is protected. So if you want that level of protection, which we all need, make sure you follow the link in the description. Go ahead, sign up for the 14-day free trial on Aura and take advantage of the first steps of protecting your life with your personal information. It works wonders. I've signed up for many companies before, but the problem is you got to sign up for this, you got to sign up for that, you got to sign up for all of these different sites. Aura, one-stop shop, they will take care of it all for you. Thank you. Make sure you sign up for Aura. Protect yourself.